Good morning and welcome to the 59th Commencement Ceremony of Methodist Theological School in Ohio. We welcome all of you to this time, dispersed in different places, but together in time, together in spirit, as we celebrate with our graduates today. Friends, a year ago, I shared with a class, your classmates, the 58th class, that they were experiencing a one and only Commencement. Well, I got that wrong. Here we are again. You have been through quite a year, folks. We thought this was going to be short-lived. We thought the changes to our life and to our world would be short-lived, and here we are, a year and a number of months into this. I'm happy it's over for you, and I'm grateful for all you've put into this, how you've made this work. You may recall when you were entering this place that we suggested there would be things along the way that you didn't expect. We suggested you would learn things about yourself and others that you didn't plan to learn and might not want to learn. We had no way of knowing that some of that learning would be forced upon all of us in this new way. Together, though, we have endured, and we have grown, and we are thriving. And now you are ready for this threshold moment as you end one part of your educational journey and begin the next phase. Would you join me, please, in a word of prayer? Gracious and loving God, whom we know in many ways and by many names, we celebrate your presence with us today, and we look to that presence for the inspiration that will shape our time together and our going forth. We are people, O God, who have come to this place from a number of different directions. We have traversed different pathways. You have drawn us here. Together, we have become community. We could well have been on our own divergent paths, doing no doubt wonderful things. But it is in our convergent paths which has met you in this creative interchange, interaction, celebration of learning, of prayer, of singing, a hope-filled journey. Oh God, we confess that it has not always been easy. We have looked at ourselves in new ways, and it's not always been easy. We have reached out to one another, to people we didn't know we would know how to react with and to. It has not always been easy. We have wrestled even with you and what you mean in our lives. It has not always been easy. And yet you have brought us through, and together we are becoming that which you have intended us to be. Be with us now in this important and happy time. Amen. It is a tradition at our commencement ceremony here at MTSO to sing the hymn, Praise the Source of Faith and Learning. This year we will share this hymn one verse at a time, interspersed throughout the ceremony and beginning now. Friends, as you have moved through your education here at MTSO, you have learned who to turn to for support. You have learned who is in this with you, your fellow students, your faculty, the staff in and around your classrooms. You know that you're not in this alone. What you might not think of on a daily basis is all those people who stand with you and for you in this educational experience. Those who have gone before all of us, who have prepared the way, who have built this institution, who have shaped its policies and its practices to make it what it is now. Those who have funded what we do here. There are so many who have a stake in what we do, in what you do, and what you will do when you leave here. Among those stakeholding groups is our Board of Trustees, a people who hold this place in trust, who care deeply for what we do and for who you are. Representing that group today is Dr. David Wilcox, Chair of the Board. David has been a long-time member of our Board of Trustees. David is an ordained elder in the East Ohio Annual Conference. He has served churches across Ohio. Dr. Wilcox has degrees from Harvard University, Yale Divinity School, and Princeton Theological Seminary, but he is fond of saying that it is his Master of Divinity from Methodist Theological School in Ohio that means the most to him. He is one of us. David, would you come and say a few words?
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2021. We celebrate today with you and your family and your mentors and your friends on this achievement in your life in this special day. The world has changed since you began your studies at MTSO. If you are an MDiv student and a United Methodist, you began your studies before the 2019 General Conference. and which has exacerbated some of the tensions in our church, and we have difficulty seeing over the horizon. That was maybe something you didn't anticipate when you came here as a student. We've lived through years where environmental issues have become more acute, and our attention to environmental issues is much more intense. We see floods, storms, wildfires, and you will be part of a generation of leaders to help solve these problems. We live in a world where there are 80 million refugees and internally displaced persons. That's 1% of the entire population of the world. We live in a society where racial justice is not fully achieved. We live in a society today where there is political instability that didn't exist when you began your studies here. And we've lived through the first year of a pandemic. There are many challenges in our current context that you'll be facing. You might say that we've been living in an age of anxiety. When I was a student here in the 1970s, and I know most of you were not even born then, I pulled a book off the shelf in the library by an Irish classical scholar named E.R. Dodds. The title of the book was Pagan and Christian in an Age of Anxiety. He talked about the crisis of the 3rd century, and the problems then were eerily similar to the ones we face today. The Pax Romana, the Roman peace, was ending. There was political instability. One of those years was entitled the Year of the Six Emperors. There was economic dislocation and climate problems. There wasn't enough rain in the summer and not enough crops to feed people. There were climate refugees from the northern lowland parts of Europe. There were border problems, and there was a pandemic, a severe one that lasted 20 years, smallpox that killed as many as 5,000 people a day and reduced the population of the city of Alexandria by 62%. Now, Dodds talks about the church in that time, and the curious thing is that the church, which was not even sanctioned at the time, was able to thrive and grow, and within a few decades become the official religion of the Roman Empire. And how was that? Well, the church acted like the church. It was a society where there were no social distinctions, in a society that was highly stratified. People were appreciated regardless of their station. They offered material help to each other. They cared for widows, orphans, elders, and the disabled. And they nursed sick people who had the plague. They offered human warmth and respect. And most of all, they offered a message of hope and proclaimed the love of God and the love for neighbor. The church was being itself. It faced challenges and moved forward. You're in a world with many challenges. I trust that the time you've spent here has better equipped you to face the challenges of our day with a thoughtful creativity grounded in the love of God for all the world. You prepared to be leaders among leaders. As you go forth, continue to pursue the truth, proclaim a vision of justice, sustainability, and hope. God bless you.
We begin the conferring of degrees. It is my honor as the dean to do that today. The Doctor of Ministry degree program is designed to provide professionals in ministry with advanced skills for critically and theologically engaging issues and their context in ways that contribute to vital faith communities and institutions. The degree requires the completion of 31 credit hours and a major research project. The research project must demonstrate integration of insights and resources from heritage and practical disciplines, and is to grow out of or be related to a particular issue of concern identified in the student's current place of professional ministerial practice. These candidates for the Doctor of Ministry degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Ministry with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
The Master of Arts in Counseling Ministries degree program seeks to equip persons with broad theological foundations, psychological and behavioral sciences, grounding and counseling skills to help troubled persons, families, and communities find meaning, healing, and growth. These candidates for the Master of Arts in Counseling Ministries degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Counseling Ministries with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
By nurturing personal and public liberating Christian faith, the Master of Arts in Practical Theology degree program seeks to equip persons to provide leadership for the formation of individuals and communities. Each Master of Arts in Practical Theology student is required to specialize in one of 4 areas: ecology and justice, parish and community ministry, spiritual formation and small group ministry, or youth and young adult ministry. These candidates for the Master of Arts in Practical Theology degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Practical Theology with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
The Master of Arts in Social Justice degree program equips persons to lead, organize, educate, and collaborate in diverse social, political, religious, and educational contexts. The Master of Arts in Social Justice offers an interdisciplinary core curriculum combining ethics, theology, public leadership, sacred texts, and spirituality. These candidates for the Master of Arts in Social Justice degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Social Justice with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
The Master of Theological Studies degree program provides a broad foundation in the basic theological disciplines. Each Master of Theology Studies student is required to concentrate in Bible, church history, ethics, interreligious context, or theology, and to achieve a sufficient depth to read that literature with understanding, to intellectually discuss the major topics of the discipline, and to conduct relevant research and writing at a competent level. These candidates for the Master of Theological Studies degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Theological Studies with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
We live in a rapidly changing and complex world in need of the reconciling love of God and the liberating message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Master of Divinity degree program prepares persons who proclaim God's good news that liberates from brokenness, whose source may be personal, interpersonal, institutional, ecological, and societal. The program prepares students to practice and lead theological practices that promote ministries of personal wholeness, faithful and hospitable community, and justice. These candidates for the Master of Divinity degree have completed all degree requirements and, by vote of the faculty and the Board of Trustees, are presented to you for the conferral of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the State of Ohio, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Divinity with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
It is our normal practice to present diplomas to all members of the graduating class and to hood our Doctor of Ministry graduates. In this unique time, diplomas will be sent to graduates following this ceremony. Still, it is important that we honor each member of the class of 2021 individually. We begin with the Doctor of Ministry graduates who are eligible for hooding today. The custom of hoods as a component of academic regalia began when medieval monks' cloaks included head-warming cowls. Today, the academic hood communicates the owner's school, degree, and field of study through its length and the color of the lining and binding. We recognize the following graduates of the Doctor of Ministry program. Mariah Hayden, specialization in ecology and justice ministry. Mariah's project title is Not Just Food, Not Just Hunger, an eco-womanist hermeneutic meets Christian mission. Congratulations, Mariah. Robert Dale Music, specialization in leadership for transformational change. Robert's project title is Hollering Theology, Discovering Appalachian Liberation Theology and Its Power to Transform Students at the University of Pikeville. Congratulations, Robert. I am pleased now to present to you the master's degree recipients of the class of 2021. the Master of Arts in Practical Theology. Leticia Damian, specialization in parish and community ministry. Congratulations, Leticia. Anthony L. Gianamore, specialization in parish and community ministry. Congratulations, Anthony. Michelle Marie Lubers, specialization in disability and ministry. Congratulations, Michelle. John Eric Osmondson, specialization in chaplaincy. Congratulations, John. John Ryan Seabray, specialization in parish and community ministry. Congratulations, John. Receive now the recipients of the Master of Arts in Social Justice. Alexander Sekou Clementson. Congratulations, Alexander. Kelly Alexis Fox. Kelly also is receiving a Master of Arts in Practical Theology degree with a specialization in queer, feminist, and womanist studies. Congratulations, Kelly. Austin Monet McClendon. Congratulations, Austin Monet. Rebecca Lee Sperling. Rebecca also is receiving a Master of Arts in Practical Theology degree with a specialization in parish and community ministry. Congratulations, Rebecca. Receive now the recipients of the Master of Theological Studies. Bill Kennedy IV, concentration in Biblical Studies. Congratulations, Bill. Jacob C. Taylor, concentration in Theological Studies. Jacob also is receiving a Master of Arts in Practical Theology degree with a specialization in ecology and justice. Congratulations, Jacob. Receive now the recipients of the Master of Divinity. Wendy Bartlett, specializations in interreligious contexts and in Unitarian Universalist studies. Congratulations, Wendy. Marcus J. Burden. Congratulations, Marcus. Mary Catherine Collins. Congratulations, Mary. Della R. Fonseca. Congratulations, Della. Crystal Fox, specialization in biblical languages and texts. Congratulations, Crystal. Brenda E. Francis. Congratulations, Brenda. Heather Ann Gillen. Congratulations, Heather. Margaret Laura Hale. Margaret also is receiving a Master of Arts in Counseling Ministries degree on the Pastoral Care and Counseling track. Congratulations, Margaret. Taylor Johnston, specialization in ecology and justice. Congratulations, Taylor. Lucy Speldiner Kelly, specialization in ecology and justice. Congratulations, Lucy. James R. M. Lance. James also is receiving a Master of Arts in Counseling Ministries degree, Pastoral Care and Counseling track. Congratulations, James. Sarah Elizabeth Loudon. Congratulations, Sarah. Audrey Mangum. Congratulations, Audrey. Ronald N. Marcoux, Jr. Congratulations, Ronald. Jennifer L. Miller, specialization in Black Church and African Diaspora Studies. Congratulations, Jennifer. Balarme Lumbwe Melosi, specialization in Biblical Languages and Text. Congratulations, Balarme. Noah Mitchell, specialization in Black Church and African Diaspora Studies. Congratulations, Noah. Hank Osmondson, specialization in Feminist and Womanist Studies. Congratulations, Hank. Jessica Schnegg. Congratulations, Jessica. Shannon M. Tebow, specialization in feminist and womanist studies. Congratulations, Shannon. Jeffrey Montrese White, Jr., specializations in Black Church and African Diaspora Studies and in Youth and Young Adult Ministry. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Jennifer Lynn Whitmore. Congratulations, Jennifer. Xinzhong Josh Wong. Congratulations, Josh. Chaska Saloma Eshelman Yoder, specializations in chaplaincy and in feminist and womanist studies. Congratulations, Chaska. Philip Timothy Yoder, specializations in Black Church and African Diaspora Studies and in feminist and womanist studies. Congratulations, Philip. Jason Scott Young, specialization in interreligious contexts. Congratulations, Jason. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2021.
Friends, let me add my voice to the chorus of all those congratulating you on this special day. You have come to this point through a great deal of effort, and we celebrate with you. Now it's time for you to take the next step. If you've been to one of these ceremonies before, you know that I have a bit of a practice of saying it's time to go. At this point in the ceremony, when we've said all the things we need to say and done all the things we need to do, I think it's time for us to say, now you need to go. You came here for noble purposes. You might not have even known what those were. For some of you, the call that brought you here is not the one that calls you forth from here. You would not have been able to imagine all the things that you experienced. You may not feel ready to go. You may be drawn to stay. But quite frankly, we're ready to move on. We have to be. We'll miss you. We want you to visit. But we know what it is that you can do. You have shown us a glimpse of who you can be. And goodness knows we have a world in need of you and the work you will do. Just in this last year, you have endured a pandemic. You have engaged movements for justice in our society and beyond. The world is struggling with things in a deeper way than when you came. At least our awareness of the struggle has grown. And yet there is much to do. So while it would be nice to stay here, it's time to go. I'm reminded of the Hebrew Bible story of Elijah and Elisha. Elisha followed Elijah around, learning, growing, longing to engage the issues of the day in the way Elijah had. Toward the end of Elijah's life, he turned to Elisha a number of times and said, maybe you should stay here while I go on. And Elisha, like any good student, said, no, I can go further with you. Again and again, Elisha, stay here. No, I want to go alone. I want to go deeper into what you've been telling me about. I want to learn more. Time came for them to cross a river together. Elijah took off his mantle and he struck the waters, calling out to God. You've seen a lot of such action from faculty and from one another, calling out. You, no doubt, have tried to emulate some of that. But it's been good, if you're like me, to be able to kind of tuck in behind. The waters parted and they crossed. And then, as Elijah had said, he was taken from him. Some image of a whirlwind. Now, I don't want to carry the metaphor too far because I don't know of anyone on your faculty who's ready to be taken up in a whirlwind. But Elisha finds himself alone, a bit the way you find yourself alone as you leave this place. It's been about community, and that community extends. But you take this step in some ways alone. Because as our paths converged in this place, in a special way, they now diverge again. And you step out. There's some risk in that. Now, we'll be here for you. Every year we add new books to the library, books you haven't read. There's a reason for you to come back. This class is going to need to come back and celebrate when we can be together. We're going to want to see you again. And there will be that sense of community. But now, you step out on your own. Elisha picked up the mantle of Elijah and walked back toward the river. I can kind of imagine the muttering under his breath. And then the shouts as they grew, as he struck the water, God of Elijah, where are you? God of Elijah. He struck the water. What was going to happen? Would it work for the student the way it had worked for the teacher? Did Elisha have what he needed? Did he have what it would take? And somehow, it all seemed different. In a very fundamental way, when they crossed the river together, it was flowing from here to there. Now, on the other side of the river, it was flowing in an entirely different direction. Elisha's world had changed. Elijah was no longer there. When Elisha got across the river, he was in a new world that Elijah might not have imagined. His vantage point was different. Even the waters flowed differently. But there on the bank was a group of people. The text says they numbered 50. And they said, we see that the spirit that was on Elijah has fallen on you. Now, I'm pretty certain some of you are going to communities smaller than 50. But you will have a community. And I believe they will see things in you that you're not seeing in yourself. Take that mantle. We've done what we can do. Our part on this part of your journey is over. Take that mantle and go. Go in grace, go in peace, but go. Godspeed, friends.
Thank you.